Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome back to another live with Leah Murphy here at Career Gems for the Journey. We are excited that you are here with us today, and we are looking forward to closing out the series tied to what employees are looking for in 2025 and beyond. This will be the last part of this series, and we will pick up something brand new coming up here next week and then the following week also. So we appreciate you guys who are with us live here today. Please do drop your city in the comments if you are joining us live. We love to know who's picking up the vibe. We have a lot of our longtime listeners, our longtime viewers join us and let us know that they're here. So we appreciate all of you who have been on this ride for a while, and welcome to everybody who is brand new and looking forward to getting really engaging, useful, valuable career content, because over here we keep it extra real. So we want to make sure that if you're with us live, you can drop your city in the chat so we can check the vibe, acknowledge you where you are, where you're joining us from. You can also always find us live on YouTube, and our YouTube channel has the full catalog of videos that we've been building this repository for months and years now. That now is going to move over to our YouTube platform. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more, or this video is something that you want to share with other people, and we hope that's the case, you can do that on a YouTube channel, and you can find us at Career Gems for the Journey on YouTube. So now we're going to get a little bit back into our topic, and today is going to feel a little bit spicy. And the intention is I want it to feel spicy because there's a lot of reality that I want to make sure that we're balancing with keeping us motivated, keeping us building in a positive momentum way. But we want to make sure that we bring some reality into the discussion too. So we're excited to be back here, and this conversation is going to feel good, and you should have some key takeaways that feel aligned to meeting your needs. So as an executive coach, leadership coach, the work that I get to do with professionals all the time is something that really aligns to accountability as well as it feeling like a stretch. So a lot of us are stretching, but we're not really stretching strategically. So I want us to talk about positioning for purpose. What are we doing right now for our career, for our personal development, and for the next phase of our life in a way that allows us to have a discussion that is very honest? Because oftentimes we can feel like we're making a lot of movement and we're seeing momentum, we're seeing action, but we're not actually seeing results that we're looking for. And being fully honest about the shifts that are happening in this job market today and will continue to happen as the economy shifts and as language learning models and all kinds of AI things continue to come into the market, we have to be honest. There's some reality that's coming fast at us. And actually, Dr. Brandy put a post up earlier today that I thought was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to reshare that post here coming up shortly. But her comment was basically that the security that she once understood in roles in academia or roles in big law firms that meant you were set and you didn't have to think about what was next are evaporating. That's changing because the market is forcing a significant change. So we want to make sure you have the right skills to be able to adapt to the changing market. So lots of us potentially are in a place where we're collecting things. We're collecting certificates. We're collecting additional degrees. Maybe we're collecting badges. Maybe we're collecting all kinds of things, and it feels good, and it maybe gets you a splash. It gets you some likes on a post if you're thinking about posting on some of the platforms, but ultimately it's not tied to a broader strategy. And if it's not tied to a broader strategy, then you have a lot of activity that could lead to burnout, and it's not actually going to be sustained momentum that you're going to see an impact in your career. So I want to make sure that you are acting with intention and that you are acting aligned to the purpose that you're trying to achieve or the purpose you're trying to fulfill, not just collecting things for the optics. A lot of times people will call it vanity metrics, and vanity metrics are a real thing in all the social media platforms, but also we're thinking about collecting more things that aren't tied to a strategy is absolutely a vanity metric. I have all these things. I have all these degrees. I have all these documents, but I don't necessarily tie that back to a strategy. And I see it happen too often where people are exceptionally bright, brilliant, intelligent, capable, done all the work to be able to position themselves well and have the right assets, but they don't have the positioning, they don't have the strategy. So they miss out on opportunities that I think are well within their reach. And then that can lead to discouragement and potentially burnout. So we want to work to avoid that. So just because it looks impressive on paper doesn't mean it's actually going to translate into moving you forward in your career or even translate into better compensation for you, right? So that's the like, say the quiet part out loud. We want to make sure that the work that you're doing and the investment that you're making are going to translate into a value proposition that actually motivates you and pushes you forward. So you're not building skills, you're just making sure that the skills that you have already are in alignment with the work that you want to do. And you're taking the extra time and effort to make sure that you're clear on what it is you want to do, what you want to accomplish, whether it's a career transition, a pivot, a promotion, a step back, a lateral move, what it is you want to accomplish in your short term, and making sure that you are continuing to align the action that you're taking, the relationships you're building, the extra degrees or certificates or certifications that you're acquiring, line back up to this overall goal. Alignment with work that energizes you will keep motivation longer. Alignment with the kind of life and value system that you actually want will keep your overall emotional temperament more even keel and more satisfying and fulfilling. And alignment with your vision makes sure that as the steps you are taking open up in front of you, that you are confident that the next step is the right move for you. And also when the momentum isn't there, or when you get discouraged, or when some kind of life adversity comes, because we know that they're going to come, you're able to bounce back and get back into alignment because the recognition will be so clear because you've been building that forward. So today's question is really, what are you building for? What are you building for? What are you acquiring all of these things for? So the good news is every role, every job, every career move, every change that you make is not a forever choice. It is the choice for the now, but it should be in choice in service to what you want and what you desire, your strategy for the future. So the things that you need to do in order to clarify, to make sure that you are moving with intention and that you are positioned for purpose and aligned for all the things that you're acquiring, is making sure, number one, that you're doing a good job defining your zone of excellence. What are the things that you are exceptionally great at that don't drain you? What are the things that really ride high for you? I'll tell you, for me, I absolutely love one-on-one coaching with my clients. I get to do a lot of amazing things around professional development with broader organizations and groups. I love small group coaching. I absolutely love one-on-one coaching. It's a personal investment. I feel so energized when I come out of it. It is the thing that keeps me in business. Though there are other things that I could do that are more profitable from a fulfillment standpoint and a gratification standpoint, I absolutely love it. And I continually work to get better at it. I always want to increase my skills and competency so that I am a better coach and I'm adding tremendous value to my clients. So that's my zone of excellence. And I want to make sure that I encourage you guys, what are the things, what are you great at? And that doesn't drain you. That's number one. Number two, this alignment to values, it cannot be stated more clearly and more plainly and more necessary at this moment. You must align to your values. You must align to a work environment and an organization that has an impact that actually matters to you, where you believe in the organization and what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish. It doesn't have to be a perfect, I agree with every single thing this organization does, because that doesn't exist. Just like a perfect politician doesn't exist. You'll never fully agree with everything on the docket, but you certainly can get an 80 for the 20 for an organization. And aligning to your values will absolutely help your overall well-being. Because if you're in an environment that doesn't align to your values and you're doing work that you don't feel like is moving you forward, it will absolutely affect not only your performance, but it'll affect your life. It'll affect your overall well-being, how you show up in that environment, and how you carry that well-being or lack thereof into your personal life. So really identifying what your values are, what's important to you, and doing a quick assessment as to whether or not the organization that you are in pursuit of or the organization that you're in aligns to those values. And then the other part is making sure you have a balanced lifestyle and vision. And I'm not talking about balance where there's only two things on the scale and there's work and life. I'm talking about you do things that you enjoy for the joy of it. I'm talking about you taking on a hobby that is absolutely just for fun. I'm talking about spending time in community with people that you love and care about, and that being a refuel that you can get often, not just the potential of long events or vacations or conferences. This idea of how do you cultivate a lifestyle that feels balanced and gives you what you need in your everyday life, week to week. So those are the three things. Do you have a clear identification of what your zone of excellence is? If the answer is yes, keep going. If have you defined your values, what's really important to you, and gotten a sense of the organization that you want to be a part of, and do your values align to that organization? That goes back to the 80 for the 20. Nothing's going to be perfect. And then the third one is, do you have a clear lifestyle balance where you have work and there's a fulfillment coming from work, but you have other things that are enriching your life on a consistent basis? And one of the things that people often say is like, when it comes down to it, all I care about is title and money. So I've heard that a lot. Or when it comes down to it, all I really care about is making sure that I continue to get more promotions and more dollars. And I hear that. I absolutely hear that, because we're a for-profit entity over here at Career Gems for the Journey. And Leah C. Murphy as an individual is a for-profit entity. But I can tell you that promotions that destroy your peace or that are misaligned in the organization will not make you feel like you're winning. It'll make you feel like you are a part of the problem. A raise and more money is great as long as it doesn't mess with the quality of life that you are setting as a goal and establishing for yourself. Because more money and no time to be able to enjoy it, or more money and constantly feeling like you don't have any time for yourself, can cause long-term misalignment. Now, short-term, these are strategies that you can use in order to accelerate your wealth building capability. Long-term will lead to burnout. So I want to make sure that I'm honest with you, right? We can always have the opportunity to pursue those things, but we have to be mindful of the impacts and trade-offs. And if there are impacts and trade-offs, we need to face them head on. We need to know that this is the choice that we're making, and we need to have a broader strategy that we're aligned to that makes this choice make sense for us right now. And the opportunity to really focusing on a broad career, not just chasing one role, chasing one title, gives you a chance to really smooth things out over time. I was actually going to say resonance. I was going to say it increases your control of the resonance over time, but resonance has to do with the engineering term tied to springs. I'm not going to go deep. I know there's somebody in the background like, no. Focus on smooth out, stay on task. I'm going to stay on task with you guys. So here's your gem for today. Skills, competencies, degrees, certification, all of these things are tools. I think of them as seeds that you're planting into your overall career. So you collect these seeds over time, and then you plant them in your career. You nurture them and water them. You invest in incorporating those seeds into a broader career tree that then you can benefit from the fruit of. But the degree itself, the seed itself in isolation alone, may not make any difference to your career, to your progression, to your compensation, to your life balance. You take the seeds, you invest in them, you put them in the ground, in fertile ground and soil, you water them with relationships, you water them with collaborations, you water them with professional development, you water them with the things that are going to align to the strategy we talked about at the beginning. And then you will see that seed take root and the tree will be able to grow. So your skills, all these things that you're collecting are seeds, but taking them in isolation, all your degrees, certifications in isolation will often not make any progress for you if you don't have the broader strategy to get yourself to a tree. So using your skills to build the vision and invest in the life, the professional development, the career that you want is really a game changer. So if you're asking yourself, am I just checking boxes by acquiring more things, or am I setting myself up on a trajectory of a really intentional, aligned position strategy so that I will get the benefit of the tree and the fruits of that labor? Then now we're talking. So I want us to shift from checking boxes. And I can tell you guys that I've been there too, right? I got to get this thing. It needs to look like this. It has to go in this order. And I realized at a point in my career that will only take you so far. And now that we have all of these external competing factors from the economy, from technology, we have to be more intentional and strategic than it may have been necessary in years past. So if we can shift away from checking boxes and shift towards a strategy for your career and your overall lifestyle balance, you will absolutely see a benefit to your career, and you'll also see a benefit to your well-being. So let me give you a quick exercise as we close. I want to make sure you're thinking through the next opportunity, the next thing, whatever that is that I want for my career. Does it align to my broader long-term strategy or goals? And if I haven't set that strategy out yet, that's when it's time to pause and start to think through what's the long term that I'm trying to achieve, as opposed to the tactical day to day that this next role or next assignment may provide for me. Now, I understand that sometimes we have to just get to a destination, and then once we arrive there, we can take the time to pause and think more strategically. That happens. Sometimes we just have to move because there are risks that we cannot avoid. But if you're in a place where you're trying to figure out what's next, and maybe there's an opportunity that you're thinking of pursuing, aligning your larger strategy now before you take the next step can be an absolute game changer in you seeing more opportunities come your way, because you will recognize the opportunity is there because you've aligned to a broader strategy. Oftentimes we miss amazing connections, amazing opportunities, amazing growth experience because we haven't set our values and our long-term strategy. So those other things or those other opportunities, we don't even recognize them because we can't tie it to a broader goal. So we miss out on things that could be amazing for us, and we don't see them as opportunities for us to be able to seize. So I want to encourage you to think about your overall strategy and your career and the seeds that you have now, how you're going to plant them into fertile ground, and what you're going to do to water those seeds so that you can have the benefit of growth of a tree. So we're going to close this series, and here's what I want you to remember. You're not behind. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You're not too late. You're right on time for your life and your big idea, your big career transformation. You're where you need to be. So if you can build with intention now, you will begin to see the changes in the years to come. And if you've been checking boxes up until now and it's working for you, now may be a great time to focus on that broader strategy, because box checking is not going to be enough in this next season. So if this series really shifted something in you, if you're feeling like, oh, this is the kind of discussion that I needed to have, or this is just the prompt that I needed to be pushed a little bit further on to make sure that I'm not just focusing on collecting more things, or I'm not just focused on the tactics, then you were meant to be exactly where you are today. And I want you to carry that momentum forward. And if I can support you in one-on-one coaching or a group coaching relationship in order for you to better align to your strategy so that your seeds can be fertilized and bear you fruit, please do connect with me. You can get to me on LinkedIn. You can get to me on YouTube. You can email me at leah@gemsforthejourney.org. There's lots of ways for you to be able to get to me, but I don't believe that this information, I don't believe that this content is going out void. I believe that it will come back as fruitful for you. And I believe that you are just where you're supposed to be. And I am just where I'm supposed to be. And maybe our destinies were meant to meet. So if you're looking for that kind of support in career coaching or one-on-one or group setting, please do hit me up. I would love to be able to work directly with you if you're ready for that deeper support. So until next time, I appreciate you riding with me. I appreciate you being here today. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be starting a whole new topic, a whole new discussion. that I'm actually quite excited about. And I want to make sure that you feel good about the value proposition of you investing your time here today, because I feel like it's a phenomenal way for you to use your time as you think about what the next phase of your career is. So until then, continue to make your journey work for you and share this episode with 2 or 3 people that you know are navigating a transition and are looking for some insight and support. Until then, I will see you next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. It has been an amazing ride with you, and I'll see you on the other side.